And you actually, so you have this
Yeah.
in your apartment?
I have his head.
Yeah.
Making a movie or TV show is a true labor of love, which is why many celebs end up taking home a little keepsake from the set. Now, while most actors choose to take home a sentimental prop or iconic wardrobe piece, some have opted to take away items that are much more bizarre. So today we're breaking down 10 of the weirdest things celebs kept from set right here on Listed. Let's face it, the cast of Stranger Things clearly loves making the show as much as we love watching it, and with its epic and nostalgic 80s backdrop, we wouldn't blame the cast for wanting to take literally every set piece, prop, and costume home with them. But what Millie Bobby Brown, aka 11, chose to take home is definitely not what we'd expect from the young star. Millie told Variety that she ended up taking home the blood that comes out of her character's nose after wrapping season 1 of the show.
Just because I have a memory box where I keep all my lipsticks from every award show I went to, and then my envelope from the MTV Awards, and then the blood from Stranger Things.
I guess there are stranger things she could have taken from the set, but fake blood is definitely up there. Up next, Mark Wahlberg gave an iconic performance as porn star Dirk Diggler in Paul Thomas Anderson's Boogie Nights, but what he took from the set is just about as weird as it gets. For the film, a prosthetic penis was made for Mark to wear in his full frontal nude scenes, and he ended up taking the intimate prop home with him as a souvenir.
Weird, but ice actually is the only prop that I've ever kept from a movie.
Really?
And I didn't think there would be that much interest in it, but maybe I can, at some point, sell it at auction for charity.
I think so, too, yeah.
Well, at least he'd donate the auction money, right? Next up, who could forget the giant ball sack Will Ferrell's character showed off in Step Brothers? While this prop was created for a comedic moment in the movie, it obviously had some sentimental value for Will because he took it home with him. According to the actor himself, when filming ended, he asked the prop artist if he could keep the stunt balls, and they actually let him. Will considers a keepsake as one of his most prized possessions, and apparently he's not shy about showing them off. He explained, quote, "I will often bring those out at dinner parties that we host. They cost $10,000. They were made by one of the top Hollywood makeup effect houses." Well, with that kind of price tag, I hope Will keeps his ball sack in a very safe space. Now, there's a sentence I never thought I'd say out loud. Next up on our list, Dakota Johnson is the lead of one of the sexiest franchises there is, and during a Twitter Q&A with Glamour UK, she admitted that she stole not one, but 2 kinds of items from the 50 Shades set. Lots of underwear and a flogger. She told the magazine, quote, "I stole lots of the underwear, they were comfortable." I mean, we can't argue with that logic. And as for the flogger, Dakota says it's in her garage collecting dust. We'll go ahead and just take her word for it. Another actor who chose underwear as a keepsake from set is Rupert Pattinson. The Twilight actor revealed in an interview that he, quote, "took a lot of underwear, to be honest. I did that on all the movies. They have the best underwear, and I have no idea where they get it from. I use it every day." Okay, so clearly we all need to start getting our underwear recommendations from movie costume department. Next up on our list is Breaking Bad star Aaron Paul, who took a much darker item from the AMC show set. I'll go ahead and let Aaron tell you what it is.
One of the great characters on the show as well got his face blown off.
Yeah.
And you actually, so you have this
Yeah.
in your apartment?
I have his head.
Yeah.
Yep, Aaron has Gustavo Fring's blown up prop head at his house where he keeps it in his media room. That's definitely one way to entertain your guests right off the bat. Next up, pretty much all the cast members from the Harry Potter set took something home with them, and considering all the cool wizard props that set had, from wands to time turners to Quidditch swag, we certainly don't blame them, but Rupert Grint took home one set piece we never would have expected. The number 4 from Privet Drive. He admitted, quote, "It is shameful to say that on the last day I took the street number on Harry's house on Privet Drive." So Rupert can always fondly look back on all the time his character didn't spend at the Dursleys' house, I guess. Up next, Norman Reedus has been surrounded by gory zombie props on every season of The Walking Dead. But the one thing he took from the set is more creepy than gory, because the actor ended up taking Rick's beard from the show. Why Norman chose to take Rick's beard, we don't know, but obviously Andrew Lincoln, aka Rick himself, didn't mind his co-star taking his fake facial hair home with him. Now that's proof of a true off-screen friendship right there. Next up, Ian McKellen was perfectly cast as Gandalf in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and while we would have expected him to keep his character's iconic pipe or staff from the films, he chose to keep something much more mundane from the set. The key to Bilbo Baggins' house, as well as some dinnerware. He told Total Film magazine, quote, "I've got the keys to bag in, and I've got some knives and forks. I know Peter Jackson was saying, we've lost the keys to bag in, and I had to keep very quiet. I'm sorry, but could that man be more adorable? Last but not least is another Harry Potter alumni, Matthew Lewis, aka Neville Longbottom. Matthew's portrayal of the clumsy yet courageous Neville was perfect, but the one thing he kept to remember his character by is definitely not something we would have chosen ourselves: Neville's teeth. He explained of his choice of keepsake, quote, "I have got the false teeth in my home. My parents have this weird sort of shrine for me, this shelf in the corner that has memorabilia and pictures and stuff from the films over the years, and the teeth are in there. They are the bane of my life for a couple of years, but it's nice to have them." It's kind of gross though. We can't argue with you there, Matthew. All right guys, so which of these keepsakes from sets do you think is the most bizarre, and which item would you have totally kept too? Let me know in the comment section below, and once you're done with that, click right over here to check out things you didn't know about the Riverdale cast. Thanks so much for joining me here on Listed. I'm your host, Emilianus Jr. You can find me at Emilianus Jr., and I'll see you soon.